Well, hello. Here we are. We're kicking off our first Accelerant live event. This is Tuesday, August 21st, and you'll probably be able to tell that this is the first one that I've done, at least in a long time. But so I plan on doing these twice a week between two at the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, for about 15 minutes. I'm going to we're going to talk about things that hopefully can help anybody out there that wants to listen. Um, so what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm going to start by introducing myself. Again, my name is Gabe O'Neill. I'm known as the godfather of the video business card. We help make our clients visible, remembered, and give a killer first impression. Plus, we help them. We have tools that help them solve their follow-up issues. So recently, somebody labeled me as a visibility catalyst, and that's kind of an interesting thought. But that's really what it is. I mean, in this day and age, with all the influx of everything with AI and everybody's trying to get you to try this and try that, there's all kinds of tech tools. There's all kinds of things that people want you to use. And it's really hard to get yourself out there. So one recently somebody said to me, "Oh, why would I need another tech tool that I'm going to abandon, in the next month or so?" And granted, there's a lot of people who buy things and then they don't use them and all that other good stuff. But what we create is something that's much more about you. But I'm going to make this less of a commercial and try and make it a little bit more helpful as I go forward. So, and again, this is my first one. So, um, hopefully, as we do these, we'll get better at it. But I just want to give you some tips on how to be more visible. And because really, that's what we're all struggling with in this what we call the attention economy. Everybody's saying me, pay attention to me. And my first question to people is, how can I refer business to you if I can't remember you? Right. And because I meet a ton of people on a weekly basis, I've got two different networking groups. I do one-on-ones with people. And even after I've done a one-on-one with them, if for whatever reason they didn't make an impression on me, a week, 2 weeks later, I've forgotten who they are and forgotten what they do. So that might be have something to do with my age as well. But again, it's everything that's important to me is getting both myself remembered and my clients remembered. So here's a few things that I would recommend. And some of this stuff is very um, it's very common sense. So tips to be visible. First thing is just be authentic. Be yourself. What I tell people, we have three software solutions, and when we sell them, we don't just say, "Here, use this." We try and take the person and put that person and meld that person with our tools so that it becomes them, if that makes sense. But again, what we're telling people is to put your personality out there. If you look at my LinkedIn page, you'll see my Bernese Mountain Dog named Charlie. He was quite a boy. He left quite a legacy. He's unfortunately no longer with us, but he started a group called Wags for Hope in Maryland, and it's a pet therapy group which still exists. So that's a big part of me, and that's why you'll see my dogs on my video business card. That's why you see me lead with dogs and stuff like that. But that's my personality, and like it or not, that's what I'm going to put forward. So so again, the first thing I would recommend you to do is to get out there and be authentic, be yourself, and put your personality in some of the things that you do, because people really don't want to connect with a logo or connect with a business name. My company's name is Digital Accelerant. Well, that's great, but no, I want people would hopefully much rather connect with me because of the things that I put out there. So that's number one. Number two is it's all about branding. Of course, you'll see that my background, I've got my logo, I've got my QR code. I'm known as the godfather of the video business card. So I've got a representation of that on my background. And, I had one person who said, um, one person, I've been using the Godfather logo. And by the way, that's my face morphed on Marlon Brando's face. So that's why it doesn't look exactly like him or exactly like me. Um, but but I've been using that for years now, and most times, and the reason why I agreed to do it is because I found that that it really breaks down barriers. People just they let their guard down when they see it. Oh yeah, Godfather. I know what I know what that's all about, and they start calling me Godfather, and we talk about cannolis and all this other stuff. So it's a great way to break the ice, basically. So that's why I have that on my background. Um, and a funny story is one person on LinkedIn said that the movie was reprehensible and that I was creepy because I used it. Okay, so you can't please everybody. But getting back to it, it all starts about branding. I can't tell you the amount of people that I come across that have seen me in a networking event that said, "I remember you," and it's either because of my video business card or what I create with my background. I've got these are my, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got my logo right on my shirt. Yeah, it's over here. Um, and I have 5 of these shirts and I wear them all every day. So it's about being consistent and putting yourself out there. Being seen is not only just to be visible in a positive light, but you got to get yourself out there. This is one of the things I'm doing right now. This is a new thing that was suggested by my business coach as to another way to get out there. And I don't, I didn't really think of it myself, but once he suggested it to me, I said, okay, yeah, that makes sense. If I do this twice a week, you never know what that's going to result in. And so being visible is not just getting yourself out there in a unique way, is what we do, but it's also getting yourself out there, right? And in as many ways as you can, trying to reach as many people as often as you can. But getting back to the branding, so the branding is, you see it on my background, starts with the logo, right? So the logo is something that we created a couple years ago, and I just happened to write a blog post about it. And what I'm going to do here is, hopefully this technology will work. I'm going to put a comment in the there we go. I'm putting a comment out there. Hopefully you'll get to see that. It's my website. And the reason why I put that in there at this point is because I just wrote a blog post on why your logo is important. Now, so if you go to the website and you go to insights, you'll see that blog post that we just wrote. Now the logo is that's your first thing. That's the thing that you step out with. In the blog post, I mentioned that it's something that it's as if that's what you wear to a networking event. Are you wearing a bowling shirt? Are you wearing a business casual? Are you wearing formal? I mean, your logo will basically liken itself to that. So people don't put a lot of sometimes they don't put a lot of stock in that, or they create it themselves, or they go on Fiverr and get something done cheap or whatever. But let me pose this question: when was the last time somebody said, "Wow, that's a really cool logo. Who did that?" And I'm proud to say that the last time that happened to me was just yesterday. Somebody saw it and they thought, oh, it became kind of like a conversation piece. They said it looked like a shark fin or whatever. If you look at it, my company is Digital Accelerant, and the person who did it took the D and the A in a very stylish way and put them together in one. And since with the accelerant, I wanted the flames on the top, so that's how it came to be. But that is something that not only is something I lead with, but because I love it so much, I lead with it a lot. And that's the other thing. That's that's the other thing about what we do is that if you share, um, if you have something that's all yours and very unique and very different, you're going to share that with people. That energy rubs off on others, right? And so, and when that energy rubs off on others, that's a great connection. They're going to remember you, and they're probably going to want to do business with you. So, let's see. Yeah, and the other part of this is be consistent. I train my clients when they first get their video business card, and because my goal is not to just sell things to them. My goal is to have them be successful with them. That's more important to me, or just as important as to me selling, because I have to sell them to pay the rent, right? But it's also important that my clients get value from them. I've been always about that. And so I train them, and when I train them, I get I keep telling I tell them that be consistent with it, get it out there. It will work if you keep pushing it, if you keep it out there. um, Another thing about being consistent or being getting out there is don't be afraid to approach people. um, there's I was running Facebook ads at one point, and I had somebody helping me, and they said, and this person was a real, what's the best word to describe him? He was a real, like a firecracker. He was very aggressive, but not obnoxious when it came to to getting to people, to talking with them. He wasn't one of those car salesmen, but he was close. He was close, and so it was pretty funny that he said, "Well, what are you doing with your Facebook leads?" And I said, "Well, I get them, and they go into my system, and I text them back." He says, "You don't call them?" And I went, "Well, no, I don't. I just don't like bothering people." And the funny thing about that statement is they responded to your ad. They're a warm lead, and Why would that bother them if I called them? So I started doing it. I started calling them, and I got much better results. And as he told me I would. So that's something that's another thing that I encourage people to do is when you get the opportunity, call people on the phone. I know that this the society the way it is now, that nobody wants to talk to each other. It's all about texting and all that, but you really need to get out and call them. So I've only got a couple minutes left. I had some other stuff that I was going to show you, but I think I'll just go ahead and save that till next time. Um, let's see, what else did I have on my list? Oh, I'm going to put in the chat, and I'm hoping this goes on the comments like it's supposed to. I'm going to put this there. So this will give you a little bit more information about me and how you can learn about our suite of products. If you go to that link and look at it, my calendar is right at the bottom of the page. So you can also get in a calendar with me, and you can, however you're watching this right now, I'm sure you can figure out a way to contact me. Yeah, I think that's about it. Um, Lesson learned for me. And we will see you next Tuesday, hopefully. Bye now.